play a game.
What? So early. What's up, guys? Welcome to Virtual Redban number 667, super early edition, Gamestop round 2. Ooh, what a story do I have to tell you. It's going to probably turn into a rant, just so you guys know. We'll talk about that in a second, but happy Tuesday, this early Tuesday. I am drinking out of a brand new Death Squad mug. And this blue mug has been out of stock for a while, and this blue mug might look a little different than the original blue mug, which I have right here, which has a gray border over it. It's a little bit smaller on the logo. This one is actually a little bit bigger logo. It's now got a nice teal blue on the top of it. It's just a little bit different because I thought, if I'm going to reprint it, why don't I just make it a little special so that if you didn't get the blue one last time, you can have a different version of the blue. This is way more blue than this one. I do like the gray though. I like both of them. I'm a teal guy though. I like the teal colors. But this new blue one we just got today, and it is not on the Shop Squad website yet, but it will be put there either tonight or tomorrow for sure. I just wanted to show it to you because we just got these in. I'm also wearing a Death Squad hat, and yeah, look at this nerd. I'm also wearing a Death Squad shirt. That's right. I am triple Death Squadding it right now. What a fucking nerd. And if you want to be a fucking nerd, you can go to my website, deathsquad.tv, the original Death Squad. And at the very top, you'll see right here, Shop Squad, or you can just go to shopsquad.tv, and there's all the merch. We are just going crazy on merch, guys. Just crazy. We get the new stickers in this week also. I just got shipping confirmation. They are finally done. They take a long time with these stickers. But we have so many new shirts, including the one I'm wearing, which is this one right here, back in stock, the original Toxic Cat. We got the long sleeve Toxic Cat, which comes with the long sleeves and the cool graphics. We got Tower 7 for all you conspiracy guys. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting hiccups. I always get hiccups when I start this because I think it's something about talking loud and fast and then having your first drink. I don't know what it is. Anyways, but yeah, we got the new Tower 7 shirt in stock and the brand new 7 Itchy, which is, you guys are loving this shirt, man. I should have, like, this is a shirt I made also, just like the Tower 7. This is a shirt I made a long time ago and I never released. It is the Itchy shirt, the original second shirt of Death Squad, but it's made in a bunch of 7s. The whole shirt's 7. It's like, what's that called? ASCI art, II art. You know, it's like keyboard art, text art, you know, when you text people pictures. Anyways, a lot of people are loving that. Also, of course, the mugs, the new blue mug will be right here in stock. We have one orange left now. And the next one to go, I think, is the green is the next one that's about to sell out, if I know for sure. Anyways, we'll check that tomorrow or later tonight. There should be that. And, of course, we have the new Death Squad hat. I am wearing the black version of the Death Squad hat that just got restocked, a couple of the hats. We found a couple after doing inventory. Oh shit. Maybe there's only one left. Yeah, we found a couple of the small, mediums, and the extra larges. And it's one of my favorite hats, the McLucky hat. But we also have the new Starlux hat based off the Starbucks color scheme. You get all that at shopsquad.tv, or of course, just going to deathsquad.tv. And at deathsquad.tv, you could also find every past episode of Kill Tony, including Monday's episode, yesterday's episode with the great Ty Rivera. I fucking love Ty. A lot of people, you might not even know who Ty is. He's a Vegas legend in the comedy world. He moved here to Austin about a year or so ago. I actually met him a long time ago at the comedy. He was an old Comedy Store guy. And then he just one day left to go to Vegas and just destroyed Vegas. So it's great. I love the fact that Ty lives in Austin now. He's always on the secret show. So if you ever come to one of my secret shows, he's always one of the guys there. And he is such a unique comic. He's great. I fucking love him. He's original as hell. And if you missed this episode, it was a great episode. It was one of those episodes where it was like it's a sleeper hit, where it's one of those things where it's better than, you know, when I was editing it, I was like, holy shit, I forgot this happened on this episode. I forgot this happened on this episode. There's so many funny moments, including this William Montgomery part of the episode, which is just disturbing as fuck. And it's something that, you know, if you had ever watched Brothers in Cursive, which is the show I did with William Montgomery and David Lucas, if you haven't seen that, it's all the episodes are available here on youtube.com/Redban. It's a podcast I used to do back in LA with them. And we found some weird things out about William. And a lot of the things, you know, just knowing William, you think it's fake. But there was one thing in particular that I found out it was real. We've known about it for real. And now I think since William's been going on the road with Tony a lot, Tony now realizes it's real. And Tony brought it up. And man, what a weird ass, disgusting moment. Yeah, pretty fucked up. Also, this guy right here, I love this guy. He's also going to be, he's on the secret shows. I've been putting him on secret shows recently because he just cracks me up. He's one of those guys that moved here with Cam. They're both from Florida. Cam, the new regular, his name is Tony Wellens. He's just fun to pick on. Like, he's hilarious to pick on. And it's his second time being on the show. And man, you know, they're all roasting him and stuff like that. And one of the most craziest things ever in the world happens. Again, I'm not going to give it away. If you haven't seen this episode, it is definitely a sleeper hit of an episode. You got to check it out. It's Kill Tony number 624. You can find it at youtube.com/KillTony. Or just go to deathsquad.tv. That has everything. All the links to everything is right there. And at the top, Sunset Strip Comedy Club. Yes, I own a comedy club. It's called the Sunset Strip. Go to Sunset Strip ATX or just click this link right here and it'll take you to the website. We have shows all week long, including my secret show, which is this Thursday. And, you know, I say this a lot. Like, you know, this week is going to be crazy. This is going to have a lot of people. But man, this week, we have so many headliners on this week that are in town that are doing the show. Friends of the show. One of my oldest friends, one of the Death Squad original elites is going to be on the show. He's going to jump in and do a little guest set here. So many people are on this show this week. I highly recommend if you're in Austin, or if you live in Austin, you haven't been to a secret show, or if you know, this is an episode, or this is a show to see. It's this Thursday at the Sunset Strip Comedy Club. It's on 6th Street, next door to the Comedy Mothership, next door to Joe Rogan's club, the Mothership. And it's every Thursday. It starts at 8 o'clock. 7:30 it starts with Yonder Wizard, our own Yonder Wizard. He plays music to about 8:10, 8:15. Then we start the show. Janice, I think, is going to be on it also. I can tell you that because that's who Garrett, you know, if you want to see my girlfriend do her latest material, she's, I think, on her sixth or seventh time on stage. She's been going once a week at least. So check it out, sunsetstripatx.com. And, oh my God, Friday, the great Jessie Jetski Johnson. You know her from Kill Tony. You know her from Bad Friends. She's headlining the Sunset Strip. So check it out. Also, Friday. Xiaowing Summers. You might remember her from Kill Tony. You might know her from her OnlyFans. You might know her from her podcast. She'll be headlining Saturday. Stand-up, a main course stand-up comedy, an awesome show also. Just amazing shows all the time. Black and Mild right here, Wednesday, August 30th. That's Cam's new bi-weekly show. So if you want to see Cam do a longer set and he just brings all his friends, everyone's loving Cam. Check it out. SunsetStripATX.com or just go to DeathSquad.tv, guys. Everything's at DeathSquad.tv. Yep, sure is, Brian. Sure is. Also, I just got notifications that you guys have sent me something to my P.O. box. Whoa. There's my P.O. box. So if you want to send me something, if you want to send me, you know, like you have a company, if you want to send me some VR stuff, if you just have a company, you know, you're like a new company and you're trying to sell pillows, send me something. We'll take a look at it on the show, most likely. You could also email me right there. Thanks. All right. Frank Poe just gifted a membership to Sherman Tank. Holy shit. Frank Poe, by the way, if you don't know, is Virtual Redban's Santa Claus. He just pretty much comes in and just gifts people memberships to my membership. And by the way, if you don't know, that's right. If you're on YouTube, there is you could become a member of me on YouTube. It's like becoming a premium member on YouTube. And I post shit all the time, you know, like little blog videos, little deleted episodes. I posted one yesterday while we were at Kill Tony. That's right. I did the sound check for the band. Check this out. They're just... There's a great D Madness. There you go. You can check that out, man. If you're a member of the YouTube, like Frank Poe just gifted a membership, you get all these little backup videos. It's not Kill Tony. I do a lot of shit on Secret Show. Like I'll show like behind the scenes in the green room and stuff, or just me outside hanging out with Shih Tzus in the rain. Yes, it rained today here in Austin, Texas for 3 minutes. It's also been over 100 degrees we broke a record. We almost doubled the record. It's been over 100 degrees for I think like 47 days. And today we broke the record. We got to 99. We didn't get to 100. And then it rained for 5 minutes. And everybody in Austin was outside laying in the grass in the rain. It was a beautiful moment for us in Austin. We've been being tortured. All right, let's get into this because I need to rant. I need to smoke some green tea before I rant. This helps the rant. It's just green tea. You're supposed to drink it with ice. All right, guys, as you might have seen the last episode of Virtual Redban, I'm just going to give you a quick wrap up because if you haven't seen it, you should just watch it. And by the way, every Virtual Redban, if you're new here, is 2 parts. This is the part where it's not in virtual reality. The second part, which starts 10 minutes, we take like a 10-minute break. Then we're in virtual reality. So this is the non-virtual reality part. So this is going to be a 2-part thing about this episode. You'll see in a second. So last episode, I talked about how I use the Valve Index, which, if you don't know, is pretty much a really old headset in virtual reality, but it's still considered to be one of the best ones because it's just the most quality. It works. It's no hassle. Everyone just loves it. It's just designed well. And I have talked about the problems if you try to buy it. This thing came out almost 5 years ago. It's outdated compared to, on paper. Even though I still use it and I have all these other expensive headsets all around I don't want to use. But the problem I talked about how it's always out of stock. If one of your controllers breaks, sorry, it's out of stock. If your headset's broken, sorry, it's out of stock. The only thing that you have to buy the full kit, which is the same price as it was 5 years ago. Like, it's almost a scam. Like, it's kind of bullshit. It's also been 5 years, so a lot of people are thinking that it's because of this, because, they're about to announce a new headset. Well, it's been like this for a while, guys. And then I talked about one episode where I found out that you could go to GameStop and buy refurbished Valve Indexes. Instead of $1,000, you could pay $600. But everyone, or you might not know, GameStop refurbished. If you go on YouTube, there's tons of videos of like people getting refurbished PlayStations and Xboxes, and it's just like, this ain't refurbished. There's pubic hair in it, and it's broken, and blah blah blah. So it was kind of a gamble. But then I found out by doing some research. And when I mean research, a couple of people on Reddit said that they work at GameStop, or they worked at GameStop, and they got these headsets or these Valve Indexes straight from Valve. These are Valve refurbished that they sell to GameStop. Now, I thought, I thought about this recently, and I'm starting to think I don't believe this at all. There's a couple reasons, like when you get it, it comes in a old Valve Index box that has been tampered with and used, and it's all dented and stuff. And there's like a sticker, the GameStop sticker over the original sticker. Like, it's like, no, if Valve Index was selling these to GameStop, they would put it in just like a basic cardboard box, new, clean. They wouldn't put it in some old box, I also want to believe that Valve Index is actually a good company. They, as you know, I have talked about this. I've had problems with my left controller. This controller right here. It starts getting drift after use. After a while, you know what stick drift is? It's where, this little joystick, if you push on it too much, like if you play video games, this happens on PlayStation controllers and Nintendo Switches and everything. After a while, if you're always pushing up or pushing down and you play the same games, after a while, this is just going to constantly just drift all the time. Like, no matter what you do, it's annoying. It's fucked. It's called stick drift. It's a problem with a lot of, But when you can't buy a new controller, where do you go? And there's not third-party controllers for Valve Index for some reason. Anyways, good news is that I've bought I think 3 or 4 of these controllers in the last 5 years. I gave one famously to Stud Muffin the Pimp. I sent him one because he was having a problem and I had an extra one. I said, you know what? I'll send you my old one. Maybe you can clean it or get it fixed. His left controller broke. So my most recent one I bought is not even a year old and it already started drifting. The good news about Valve is that after talking to them and telling them about my story, they are replacing both this one and a controller that I bought 5 years ago, that my original controller. They sent me labels and they said they'll send me new ones. So one controller is out of warranty. This controller is about a month out of warranty. No hassle. I mean, I did have to email back and forth for like a day, but they were fast and quick with responses. And they sent me shipping labels. I was going to ship it out today, but I was like, I need to do this first, right? So when people tell me that the GameStop Valve consoles and stuff is shipped from Valve and they're reselling them, I call bullshit. Because as you guys know of watching last episode, one thing I did buy was a new headset. I just wanted a new headset. Mine is just the straps falling apart. I mean, I use it so much and I just wanted a new headset, you know? But if you go and buy a new headset on eBay, or if you buy this one for $1,000, eBay, the cheapest ones were used ones for $500. Anyways, I found out that GameStop has it for $249. Refurbished. It says right here, this product has been repaired, restored, and tested for functionality. It might have cosmetic blemishes, such as light scratches. Any defective module is identified in testing and replaced. Each item undergoes a final inspection prior to being sold as a refurbished item. Sure it does. Because if you watched last episode, you would have seen, at first I pulled it out and everything looked great. I was like, man, this looks brand new. This might be refurbished from Valve. And then part 2 of Virtual Redban hits, and I plug it in. And before I even went live on Virtual Redban, it was like 2 minutes before I was about to go live for part 2 of Virtual Redban, where I tried it out. I tweeted this: "Oh no, GameStop." And I already knew, because, you know, in the intermission, I get it ready. Like, I go to the world I'm going to go in, you know, and get ready in VR before I come back live. And when I put it on, I knew something was fucked up. I noticed immediately my vision, which is usually nice and clear, it's like looking at a big monitor. I noticed my vision was blurry. It was like in the middle was okay, the bottom was blurry, the top was blurry. I then went and took off my handy dandy Snake Eyes and Timberwolf soft cloth bag, and I pulled out, that came with my awesome glasses, a micro cloth, and I cleaned it. It's a cloth that you're supposed to use for your sunglasses. And I looked at it I turned on my flashlight on my iPhone, and I looked at it and I was like, ugh, something ain't right here. So then I got toilet paper, which is a softer, you don't want to get paper towels. I just got toilet paper and I got it wet, and I just started like trying to clean off what looked like oil and stuff. And I noticed it wasn't cleaning off. So I took photos of it right before I went live. And I found out this, sure, from the outside, it did look like this GameStop employee made sure everything was clean and proper. And he definitely didn't try it on. They don't have PCs, I bet, laying around GameStop that they can plug it in to make sure it works. I bet they don't test these things at all. And I bet they clean them, though. I bet they clean them. And one thing I noticed when I shine my little iPhone flashlight on it is, holy shit, look how scratched they are. I don't know if you guys can see this on the YouTubes, especially if you're just looking on your phone. There is so many scratches. This looks like one of those PlayStation PlayStation games you get from the library and it's used, or a thrift store, and you look at the bottom of it and it's like, what the fuck happened here? Now, mind you, this is like deep inside a headset. It's hard to scratch. Like, you are definitely scratching this on purpose. I bet somebody was like, I am going to take a sponge, a kitchen sponge to it. And he grabbed a Brillo pad. It's so scratched, it looks fogged up, doesn't it? And this is after me cleaning it with a sunglasses microcloth and cleaning it with a wet toilet paper. Trying to get, because I thought it was like an oil. Because doesn't it look like an oil? Look, I have more pictures, guys. Here's one that you could really see if you really look. Wait, is it the next one's the best one? Yeah. You could even see there's scratches going up, scratches going around. There also looks like there's an oil there, but I think it's just been buffered. Like, I think whoever cleaned this, maybe they have like buffering rags at GameStop. I bet that's what it is. They have buffer, like they have car wash materials at GameStop. They get a product in like an old PlayStation, and they're sitting there using rags that you would use on a car with wax and shit, just trying to make everything look clean on the outside. And they probably just fucking buffered these lenses. Now, when I bought this GameStop special, I bought it for $249.99, refurbished, supposed to be cleaned and repaired. I also bought a 2-year warranty for $49. My total came to $300. And to me, I was like, you know what? I was about to go on eBay and buy a used one from some dude that's probably been used like crazy. At least this is like cleaned, and anything that's broken's repaired. And I'm getting it for $250. I'll spend extra $50. I'll make it $300. I'm saving $200. And if I have any problems with this headset for 2 years, they'll replace it or pay me back. I was like, that's worth $50. I know how fast things can happen in VR if you use it a lot. Shit breaks. There's like 4 things that break on Valve Index within owning it in 3 months. It's like these clips on it. There's a few things. So I call GameStop. And now this is where the story starts. Everything up to this point was just pretty much, I gave you a 10-minute quick version of the last episode of Virtual Redban. So I call GameStop up. Bring. Hey, GameStop. I have a problem. I bought a refurbished item and it is broken. It is scratched to crazy hell. I can't use it anymore. They say, okay, well then send it back. And once we get it back, we can send you another one. But you're going to have to pay $9 for shipping. And I'm like, GameStop, you sent me a broken headset. How are you going to make me pay for shipping? I can send you photos. Okay, sir, let me talk to a supervisor. I get put on hold. Like 10 minutes. I don't know how long it was. Maybe it wasn't 10 minutes. It seemed like a long time, though. They come back, sir, sorry, you will have to pay $9. That's just our policy. Even if we send you back broken glass and you ordered Super Mario Kart 8, you have to pay for shipping. And you know what? I was about to go a little crazy. But then they go, but I talked to my supervisor, and what we can do is if you live by a GameStop, you can just drop it off to them. They'll put it in the computer, and then they'll order you a new one to get shipped to your house. And they'll ship it back for you, and you won't have to pay for shipping. And I was like, ugh. I mean, God, really? I have to drive? I mean, you sent me a broken, like, you know what? I'm not going to fight because I live like 1 mile away from a GameStop. I'll just go to a GameStop. I want to, like me and my girlfriend, we have this thing that I think it's like every Sunday we'll go to In-N-Out, or we'll go somewhere like we shouldn't go, like somewhere, we go to Taco Bell once in a while, sit in the dining room instead of ordering it from Postmates. It's a different experience. It tastes way different. When you're saying like Burger King fucking sucks, go to the dining room of a Burger King. When they know you're sitting in the room, they try harder. They give the old burgers to the door dashes. Anyways, so I was like, you know what? I'm ready to go to GameStop. I go to GameStop and I was like, hey, they had me print out this paper. It's a packing slip. They told me just to give this to you. You can put it in the computer and then order me a new one and ship it out to me. And you'll send this back to me and I'll save $9. And she goes, oh my God, they sent you a broken one? That's crazy. Yeah, well, we don't do that here. We can't, I mean, you're going to have to like call them back and, ship it. And I was like, no, I have a piece of paper. The instructions say right here, it says, take this to a GameStop. If you don't have a printer, show them this email on a phone and they will print it for you. And they're like, well, we can't do that. But you know what? I'll help you out. So this person calls their general manager, their district manager. They called 5 people. None of them were answering, or they would answer and they would say, no, you have to tell them to go back to Gamestop.com and tell them. And then what's funny is that if I went on my account on my phone, and because they were like, can we see your order on your phone? Because we need something called a receipt number. And this paper doesn't have a receipt number. We can like look it up and see your order, but we need your receipt number. And I'm like, man, this is all I have. And they were like, can you look it up on your phone? When I look it up on my phone, it says, sorry, that page is not available. Because they took my order on my website, or on the website, like the link when you click your email and thanks for the order, and it says, check your order. They took it and made it so that they pretty much put it in their computer like he's going to the store to replace it. So they just took the order away. It's whatever. It's some dumbass backwards GameStop shit. So they're looking and they can't find it. We can't do anything. Now, at this time, I would say it's been an hour of all the stuff I just told you. It's an hour. Now, for some reason, the woman and the guy working at this GameStop were just nice. They were just nice people. They handled it like they were like, it seems like that makes sense that you should be able to do that. It's just, and they were both really nice. So the only reason I didn't get crazy is because I knew me and Janice were in a GameStop, and it was a nice GameStop. The one by me it's bigger, and it also has a lot of cool merch. Like we got these I even bought stuff. So calm down. But we bought these little bowls that look like Pokeballs, but it's for ramen. Anyways, it was fun. Me and Janice are both nerds, so and she likes anime and stuff. So it was a good store to be stuck in. So then the person goes, all right, I'm going to call customer service. And so she calls the customer service number. Hey, this is so-and-so with store number 125, blah, 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 blah. Green tea time. She explains the problem. She goes, hey, I'm looking at the sheet. I'm looking at the order. But there's no way for us to take GameStop.com orders in the store. Like if you buy something at Target, of course you can go to Target and return it. But for some reason, GameStop.com and GameStops, they don't have that kind of thing anymore. Or they might have, but I think they're about to go bankrupt, so everything's falling apart, right? But whatever that is, they can't do it. So she was going, so I need, it's something called a receipt number. I need to be able to put this in my computer, and our computers know that I am returning this thing. But there's no receipt number on any of these orders. And the one order that's in his email, it says it's a broken page now. And he goes, oh, let me put you on hold. This happened 4 times. They hung up on this poor woman 4 times. They put her on hold. She explains the same thing. She even says, I just was talking to somebody. This is store number. I work for GameStop. This happened 4 times. There is, by the way, this was like the busiest GameStop I've ever been. Every GameStop I've been is pretty dead. This was embarrassing because there was one other employee that was helping everybody in the store, and there was just this huge line, and I'm just sitting here, and the woman's on GameStop getting hung up on, and she's about to cry. And people are looking at me like, what the fuck's going on? And I just wanted to tell everyone, like, I bought something on GameStop.com. I'm just trying to return it. That's all. I'm just trying to save $9. It's been an hour. I don't know what's going on. We are now, my girlfriend is now, we feel bad for the employees here. So we're going around looking for things to buy to cheer them up. It's not these people's fault at all. It is definitely, GameStop must be going through some shit, and have zero, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with GameStop. Did a napkin company buy GameStop and didn't tell anybody? Like, and they were like, we were just used to selling napkins. Something happened with GameStop, because it's impossible that you go to any fucking major retailer's website and you buy something, you could return it at the store. And if you don't, you send them a shipping label or something. But especially when it's broken when you send it to me, and you don't charge them fucking $9 to send it back when you send something to me broken. And I could send you fucking proof. I can send you photos of it. All I want is it replaced. I'm not trying to scam anything. I'm telling you, I want it. So I'm shipping it back. Send me a new one because I want to buy it. Like, why would I be wasting my time? There's no reason I would be doing that. And you get bought out by a napkin company and you don't tell anybody because you're about to go bankrupt. But some old guy that invented napkins, his great-great-grandson loves GameStop. So you bought them and saved them from bankruptcy. Or whatever the fuck happened. It's probably nothing like that. It's probably not a napkin company. I bet it's not. But that's fucking crazy. So now, it is about an hour and 20 minutes in. And she goes, I'm going to have to call backup. And I'm like, call anybody. And I was like, but, it's fine. I'm good. Just... it seems really ridiculous, and she's like a line of people just wanting to trade in bags of stolen games. So the guy has to go through each game and look at it. And there's one person behind him is like, I just want to buy Pokemon, Go. Or, I just want to buy Pikmin 4. Like, it's like if you're buying things in, you have to be like, okay, you have to take a ticket. You wait over here on the side. When we free up this line, we'll check your stuff. You can't. GameStop, if you're listening right now, I hope you are, the napkin guy. If you have a busy GameStop, you got to tell your employees. If you're trying to sell games, more than 3 games, if you have a bag of stolen games that you stole from a car or something, you got to sit over here, take a number, like we're at a deli, and once we sell these real quick things, we'll get to you. Fucking stupid. Who's managing this place? A napkin company? It's probably paper towels. What am I talking about? Napkins are smooth and nice. They're the cotton of fucking wiping up things. Paper towels are like, get your gilded towel over here. So finally she calls, I don't know who this is, but she FaceTimes her. I think she used to be, you know what I think she was? If I were to guess, she used to be an employee that got fired. Or she works every day, all day long, and this was her only night off. Or she used to work there, but she got sick and she's in a hospital because she FaceTimes this woman, and this woman is in bed and it's dark. And it was, I think at this time it was 8:30. So it's going on. I've been here for an hour and a half to save $9. And the woman's like, hi, all right, show me the computer. And the woman's like, trying to show her the computer, but her hand's over the camera. And I'm just sitting here watching her, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm being stupid. And it was watching like Larry, it was like watching Curb Your Enthusiasm at GameStop. And finally she's walking her through, and whoever she was talking to was a ninja of GameStop, and whoever she is, hopefully is an employee, and she's like making hundreds of dollars a week. She knew everything she did. And then the girl, after about 15 minutes, she looks over at me, the woman holding the phone, and she goes, sir, we're going to do a little workaround just to get this to work. Is it okay if we just give it to you on a gift card? I'm like, a gift card? Like, you can't refund it to my Visa? All I said was, of course, I just want a new headset. That's all whatever gets me a new headset fastest. I'm good. Give it to me. Give it to me in tokens. If I can take the tokens and give it to a napkin company. It finally worked. Hour and 45 minutes. She gave me a gift card. I felt bad. We bought 2 Pokemon ramen bowls. Maybe one day I'll show it to you. It came with free chopsticks. And we went to In-N-Out. And then I ordered a new headset. I even became a GameStop Pro because it was $20 or $25 a year, and the money I saved paid for the year, So I'm trying to help you, GameStop. If you could sell refurbished valve indexes that aren't fucked up, maybe you could not go bankrupt. Maybe this little napkin company one day will become a bathroom towel, like one of those nice white towels, like the fluffy ones, warmed up in a nice heater, and you just put it on. Woo. Oh, maybe you could become that one day, napkins. So I want to say Sunday night, I placed a new order using my gift card, and yes, the gift card worked. I mean, it was like I thought that was going to be the next chapter. The gift card didn't work. I got a new valve index, guys. Here we go. Real fast shipping. Literally shipped out yesterday, and I got it today. One day, free shipping, over $50 or something like that. This box, exactly like the other one. But, see, here's this rainbow. This rainbow seal is the original seal that comes on the valve index. They also put a refurbished GameStop over it because, But they also just, out of nowhere, just put this weird big piece of packing tape on it. It's like, okay, that just looks really ghetto. Another sticker that says refurbished GameStop. It is refurbished. Just looking around at the box compared to last time, I will say this box is in better condition. Also, looking at the codes on the side of it, the codes look cleaner and fresher. Yeah, this box is definitely in better condition. Now, if you watched last episode, the one thing I noticed before I even opened it up was it smelled like an old lady antique bookstore. This does not smell at all like the last one. So I'm thinking the last one maybe was owned by an old lady. Maybe her son died. And she was cleaning everything, and older ladies. Maybe this is the grandmother. Maybe a mom and her kid died, and a grandmother was cleaning out their house and found all their stuff and just cleaned it with SOS pads. Like that seems like it makes sense because it smelled like a grandma and it was treated like a grandma. All right, let's open this up. I have not looked inside yet. I cut this open earlier just to make it easier for the video, but I have not looked inside. Last time I opened this up, it was nicely presented. It was wrapped up really nice, and the outside of it looked nice. All right, here we go. Almost exactly the same as last time, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Nicely tight, wound up cable. Position nice, and a napkin with, hey, you want to know how to use it? Just scan this. Literally printed out on an Epson printer. The fucking napkin company, man. Jesus, what is this? That is, you couldn't get some nice card stock? Isn't it weird that GameStop's a huge company, but then you buy a t-shirt from a DJ and there's just stickers included and there's nice, like, fucking little bonus stuff and it's just usually proper. But a big company like GameStop, who obviously is a napkin company. Are you kidding me right now? This looks like, oh my God, this literally looks like we're at a bachelorette party and this is like a drink ticket for kids. And they're like, this is your drink ticket for babies. Like, free apple juice. That's why it's so big, but it's printed out. I don't know. All right, let's open this up. Look. All right, let's see this right here. Right here now. All right, I'm going to take a look at it, guys. I'm going to use my flashlight this time. All right, the outside, the front, this is what usually gets scratched, is actually pretty nice. I would say it's a little dirty. This is, by the way, does nothing. This just protects the front where there's a USB right here and you can like add stupid things to it. Whatever. Underused. The face gasket. Now, this is the part that I was really worried about getting a used VR headset. It's like when you buy earphones or earbuds from eBay or Facebook Marketplace, it's been in people's ears. Disgusting. And this part has been on your face the whole time. So this is one thing that gets disgusting. You know, if you use it a lot, this gets gross looking. And I'm looking at it right now. Let me put the light on it. I would say this is brand new. I bet you that's one of the things they do. They put one to make it refurbished. We just put new head gaskets. We can't sell that to people. All the head gaskets have mushrooms on them. They probably went to China and bought Wish.com like 2,000. These are probably not even legit. It's probably like a fake one. Going around the headset with the flashlight. There's a couple scratches here. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a couple scratches on the handle. There's also just like these weird marks that, I don't know if you guys can see that kind of just look like smudges, like oily. God. If I look at this and there's fucking oil again and scratch, I'm scared to actually look in here. Let's just look at the cable real quick. Yeah, cable looks nice. Overall, I would say maybe the last one I had seemed more newer. This one, sure, there's a couple like weird. Yeah, those are scratches. Yeah, sure, there's a couple weird scratches. I mean, just tiny. Like you would never notice that. I mean, so to me, this definitely seems like this was used. But I would say out of 1 through 10, I would say this is an 8 or 9 condition so far. Now here's the scary part. I am looking at the lenses. They are dirty. They don't look like scratches, but it definitely looks like dirt. It's kind of scary. This is definitely not refurbished. Or they just don't care about the lenses. Which maybe is better. Don't touch the lenses. Don't refurb the lenses. Okay. Night and day difference. I don't know if I can... there's a way I can show you this. Probably there is. Oh, God, this is hard. These lenses actually don't look that bad. These actually look pretty good. There is, I would say there is a couple little tiny babies, but overall it's not. And I'm sure if I clean them better. When I first looked at it though, it didn't look like, it just looked dusty. It just looked really dusty. And ooh, this looks pretty good. All right, there we go. There we go. This is going to be interesting. Because last time we did this, literally the first part of Virtual Redban was like, hey, I recommend Gamestop. Everything looks great. Then I plugged it in part 2, I found all those crazy things. I feel like I feel like I'm having a flashback right now. It's 80% less Brillo for sure. But I feel like I'm having a flashback. Because now I feel like I might plug it in and the microphone's going to be broken, or the speakers are going to be broken, or something else is going to happen. And that's why it's so great that part 2, we'll check it out again. But first, how are you guys doing in the chat room? By the way, I'm not trying to hate on you, GameStop. As, like you said, like I said already, I was very nice to the people. They did their best. You guys got to get it together as a company. If you can't buy something on GameStop.com and they don't know how to just type it in the computer and return it at a store, maybe that's a security precaution. Maybe that's because you got bought out recently, or you're doing something different where the stores are on their own, or your franchise thing's weird. Do you even franchise GameStops? I don't even know. Do they? Does anyone know if they franchise GameStops? Maybe the franchisors are like, fuck this, we're not working with GameStop, the company, anymore. Maybe there's some kind of thing I don't even know about. Pouring some new apple juice. I'm actually peeing. I'm peeing on my feet. But GameStop, you really need to get it together, because that's just ridiculous. And literally, I think we were there for an hour and 45 minutes. I think that's the total time just to return. Can you imagine going to Target to return some bed sheets? And it took an hour and 45 minutes. All right. How are you guys in the chat? Redban knows how to build attention. I mean, I want to paint the story, you know, because a lot of times in the past, I have always been like, fuck Arby's or whatever. And people are like, stop being a dick to Arby's. And it's like, all right, do you want the whole story? So I don't want to be a hater. Like I said, I'm not trying to be, I love video games. I'm not 100% a GameStop person because, you know, Their buyback is really ridiculous. By the by the way, remember when I said there was a long line of people and there was one guy going, somebody had a whole bag of stolen games? They had this thing where it was a Mexican guy and his kid, a little girl, and he just had a plastic bag, and he opens it up and he's like going through each game to make sure it's not scratched. And then he comes up and he's like pulling all these games out and putting it in a different pile. I would probably say 80%, 90% of the games on one pile, and then 10% games on the other pile. And I'm thinking, because I'm checking in, I'm bored. It's like an hour, 30 minutes into being at GameStop. I'm checking in going, look at these games. All right, what's going on over here? And he goes, finally, he's like, and now here is your final total. Sir, this stack, and he picks up the smaller stack. And I'm looking at the games. I'm just like, now I'm really invested. And the games were like Disney Princess, Barbie, Minecraft. It was like definitely kid games. And I'm like, oh, these games are so adorable. They're actually going to buy these games. And I look over at the little Mexican kid, and she's just reaching her hand up because the guy was holding the stack, and I think she saw the Barbie game that was hers. And they were like, for these 7 games, we'll give you $4. And then he puts it down. And he goes, in this stack, sir, we can't take these. These are not opened. They still have the plastic wrap on them. And GameStop does not agree. No, he didn't say agree. He's like, we can't take these. He's like, even if you open them up right now, we are told we are not allowed to take them. Now, if you go to another GameStop company or location, they could take them. But our policy, and he's like, why? And he's like, I don't know, it's weird. And I just wanted to be like, because they're stolen. You got 5 copies of the same game. He had like 5 copies of one of the latest games. I can't even remember what it was. And then they were just all brand new. Why would you have 5 unopened copies, sir? And why are the only games that you could sell are obviously your kid's games? She wants that game. She's grabbing for it. And he's like, all right, well, then I'll just take those. And $7. And by the way, all this time took about 10 minutes while there was a guy literally behind him just holding a PlayStation controller. Like, can I just buy this, please? And then there's me going, oh my God. And they're like, sorry, sir. We're on the phone. Oh my God, they hung up on me. And like, I wanted to die. And man, that was one of the, there's so many little things that happen in that hour and 45 minutes. It's almost a phone or a movie. That's an independent movie right now. An hour and 45 at GameStop. Returning a VR headset to save $9. That's the title. Man. I feel like there's other things that happen in there and I completely forgot. Yeah, let me be in charge of GameStop for a year. Motherfuckers. Loving the clean cut look. Thanks, Dylan. What's up, Dill Legal? Check out Dill Legal, Dylan Thompson on YouTube. Dylan just got new brakes. Man, I'm so amped up. Let's talk about something else. Let's move on. So GameStop, if you're listening, hey, I can help you out. But first, let's look at some VR news. before we go into part 2 of Virtual Redban and try out that goddamn refurbished bullshit. Fast Travel Games teases a mysterious VR multiplayer full reveal coming in September. That's right, the studio tweeted out a short teaser with a cryptic message about a new multiplayer game. Oh God, I hate this. Who puts their videos on X? See, there's no... All right, let's just watch this. I don't even know what this is. Multiplayer VR game. September reveal. That's definitely a teaser. Who gives a fuck? Anyways, let's move on. That just made me even madder. They put their video on fucking X. Let's put it on YouTube. I like this next one. Half-Life. Oh, God. One of my favorite things ever is Half-Life 2. And an RTX remaster could mean big upgrades. That's right, NVIDIA this week announced that Half-Life 2 RTX, a community-made remaster of the legendary game featuring all new assets, textures, and lighting. Pieces of the remaster are likely to make their way to the already existing Half-Life 2 VR mod. Anyway, so what happens is a bunch of guys teamed up with NVIDIA, and they're about to release a new update made by fans with a little help of NVIDIA. But look at this shit. This is the original game in its best quality. Look at this remaster. I mean, come on. Who are you dealing with right now? Look at this shit. Here's another one. Original. Holy shit. Holy shit. Look at that lighting. If you're a Half-Life fan, you gotta love this. And what this article is pretty much saying, if this is coming in regular Half-Life, the mod that pretty much takes the game Half-Life and makes it VR, it should work too. Here's another one. That actually looks really good already. How's it? Wait. Oh, that's the original. Wait, which one's the... Oh, no, that's the new one. Yeah, I was going to say, that's the original. By the way, the original here looks actually pretty good. But look at the keyboard. The keyboard looks flat, almost like a sticker. Yeah, I mean, that's just stupid. That's just stupid. It was already good to begin with. That's just stupid. That's stupid. Huh. So look for that soon. There's no timeline right now, but they just announced it. And if NVIDIA's behind it, they're probably going to try to pump this shit out the door. What? Apple Vision Pro model. Oh, you can't even read that. Apple Vision Pro model reportedly spotted with 1 terabyte of storage. That's right. Their headset is probably going to have storage. The Quest, I think you can go up to 256 megabytes, or maybe it's 512. I don't even know. French news says the source who tried Vision Pro at one of the Apple labs saw the 1 terabyte figure listed as the storage in the device settings. That's stupid. And that's a test unit. They probably put the biggest storage they wanted in there. I don't care anymore. That's a dumb article. Arcade Legend adds VR axe throwing. Whee! I love VR axe throwing. I mean, axe throwing. Do you guys have axe throwing? Like, you know, you move to Austin, like, even like there's a local taco place, and they just have axe throwing in the middle of the place for no reason. So when you're waiting for your tacos, you just start throwing axes. Arcade Legend on Quest adds VR axe throwing in a free update. Let's just look at the video. Oh, you missed me, bitch. chick. By the way, this video is 23 minutes in. And there's not been any VR shit yet. We get what axe throwing is. We get what a tattooed girl from Austin 6th Street looks like. We already know this. This is probably filmed in... I bet you this was filmed in Austin. For some reason, this just seems so Austin. That chick's arm. All the girls in Austin have, to hide the bruises, they have tattoos. I just need to write that down. Because I have a joke all about it. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. You know, I don't do this many times, but girls have tats, arms to hide bruises out here. Beer koozie. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right, let's continue. Wow. Maybe this chick isn't from Austin. Maybe that was a dude. Nice. This looks good. Looks like VR chat though. Reminder, tonight we're going to go to an axe throwing place in VR chat just to compare the graphics of this paid game to free VR chat. Can't do that in VR chat though. Oh, this looks way better, but does it? Maybe not. Nope. We have legs. ArcadeLegendVR.com. That's actually a good game. We've talked about that in the past, and it's cool. It's just a free update. Now they have axe throwing, but I've been like going, why is there no drink? I'm drinking too fast. And I forgot I had both of the Death Squad mugs here. The new one, which is like, I like it, man. I like this fucking teal. And the old one. All right, what's next? The 7th Guest VR releases this October. I feel like we already talked about this, so let's just look at it. Let's just look at the trailer. Anyways, this releases on Quest, PSVR 2, and PC, October 9th. I believe the 7th Guest is like an old point-and-click. Yeah, it's an old point-and-click game from 1993. If you're old like me and you had a computer when you were in high school, this is one of those games that you would play in the computer lab. Because we were too poor to have computers, so we had to go to the computer lab. And they had some games. Like, you died of dysentery and shit, but... All right, let's take a look at this trailer. It's called The 7th Guest. It's about to come out October 19th. It's a remake of an old game from the 90s. Y'all. Oh, it's so romantic now.
Old Man Stauff built a house and filled it with his toys. 6 guests came one night. Their screams the only noise.
And what about the rumors?
Eleanor, they're just that. They're rumors.
Stauff has spent his fortune wisely. Never mind the smell.
Bit dreary in here, don't you think? Burden. Maybe you've seen me on Broadway.
Regrettably not.
Oh, I'm bored. I'm going to the kitchen.
Wait! We shouldn't go walking alone.
This is a game, nothing more. One of us is going to win that prize money. I say, every man for himself.
Nothing but queens.
Apparently, there's more to this than I thought.
No one came out that night. Not one was ever seen. But Old Man Stauff is waiting there. Crazy.
I bet this is fun as fuck. I mean, this is one of those games like when you got family over, or you take your PlayStation or your Quest over to like your family's house for Thanksgiving, and you want to scare the nephews or your sister or something. It's like one of those games you play.
But Old Man Stauff is waiting there. Crazy, sick, and mean.
That's a good fucking trailer. There you go. There's a game. That's a game. That's a game that makes VR proud. Stand at a, I mean, that just looked nice. That might just be a good trailer, but I don't know. That looked fun. That looked like, a puzzle, scary. That's like a game you would like show your dad, and your dad would get into VR. There's a few games like that. Bravo, 7th guest. I like that 7. 77777. Mm-hmm. All right, I got one more news story, guy. I'm like talking to you like I'm a... Man, I should stop right now. I'm talking to you like I was a cab driver in New York. Hey, guy. I don't read these news articles beforehand. Sometimes I know what they are just by being a dork. But this one really confused me when I saw the headline because it didn't say AR. When I see something like a company called Kentucky Fried Chicken, I usually see the word AR after it. Like, oh, there's a AR experience at KFC. You point your phone at and some chicken will come out of your butt. No, this is VR. Unless they fucked up in this article. This KFC VR game is played inside a bucket of chicken. What? Okay. What? Kentucky Fried Chicken, the popular, we know what it is. The bucket-verse VR experience immersed players in a delicious-looking world inspired by modern-day Hong Kong. What? In which they were tasked with collecting virtual fried chicken. Hong Kong? According to the company, players had the potential to bank a $60 KFC cash voucher. Oh my God, is this a napkin company? Give me money. Why are you giving me KFC gift cards? Oh my God, there's no video. I don't care anymore. Wow. Way to end it, Brian. Way to fucking end it. Show that off. Great idea. There's not even a fucking video. I don't care. I'm not doing who gives a shit? It was probably literally a VR chat level. I bet you it was. I don't even care though. I don't like KFC anymore. KFC's not good anymore. Popeye's chicken is good. All of it's good. KFC, something happened with KFC, man. They changed. They got bought by a napkin company. It's not the same anymore. At least it's so location based though. Also, all that shit's so location based. That's why certain companies like Chick-fil-A, In-N-Out, they're really good with being exactly the same. Starbucks, they're really good with being the same at every location. That's number one. That is number one. Consistency with food at least. The Wendy's by me, we've talked about it, gave me mold. Wendy's by me is one of the worst Wendy's ever made. I actually go out of my way to get to a different Wendy's if I want to go to Wendy's. That sucks. Because the Wendy's by me is brand new. It's a damn shame. I don't know what I was doing. I was about to show you something. Oh, yes. One last thing I want to show you. So there's somebody I follow on YouTube, and I've talked about him a million times. He just plays video games all day. And Hollow. His name's Hollow. 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 Anyways, yeah, he's got a ton of subscribers, right? Anyways, I like watching him. This guy's chill. I like him a lot. He's cool. Anyways, he had a video recently that said, "So I tried playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre." Now, that horror movie, I've always liked because it was so weird. It was a good one. It's the creepiness of when it was recorded and made, mixed with just the movie. It's one of those. I'm not a horror movie guy at all. I hate horror movies. I'm not a horror movie fan. I'm a bitch. But, ever since I started doing testosterone, I haven't watched horror movies. Maybe I would like it. Just never been a horror movie guy. I like horror anime and animation, but whatever. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre was one of my favorite games. So anyways, there's a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. I saw Hollow playing it. It's not a VR game yet, but you know what? Let's just look at the trailer for it first. You guys might not know about this game. Oh, IGN has a review of it. Oh shit. You know what? Let's just watch a little of the IGN review. If you want to watch the full review, go to IGN.com or IGN on YouTube. I like watching IGN reviews. I know IGN gets a lot of hate, but, they're consistent. Here we go.
Perhaps as an ode to the horror movie genre itself, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre starts out with all the same joy and promise of a group of friends preparing for a weekend at a cabin in the woods, before things quickly take a turn for the worse.
I'm going to tell you right now. There's some hot chicks in this game too. One thing I do love about horror movies is their use of fucking hot bitches. And they usually always get we'll get this porn star to be in this movie. Like, that's the coolest thing about this game is they know this. Whoever made this game, they know this. And so they got there's a hot redhead with big hips and shit. Oh God.
While I definitely enjoyed plenty of my 20 hours with this novel take on the asymmetrical multiplayer genre, where 3 powerful murderers hunt down a team of 4 elusive teens, getting started wasn't as smooth as it is in similar games, and there's less to do than expected once you're up and running. Between that and some seriously frustrating technical issues, there was definitely a...
Oh, that's sweet. Don't kill her. Jealous bitch. Why don't you kiss her first? Why don't you just grab her and put her in the... I bet she'd rather kiss you than die. This girl should just grab this girl. They should go into a private room and kiss each other.
Chloroform doused wet blanket over the whole thing. If you've played any asymmetrical...
Look, there's the redhead girl. Wait, I don't think this is the same girl. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe can they wear different outfits in the game? Maybe this isn't her.
Horror game.
But just look how they do women in this game. I love they make them sexy like a horror movie.
Be that Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th, Evil Dead, or Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, among others, then you've already got a pretty good idea how developer Gun Interactive's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre works. It's similar to the...
Leave her alone! Go kiss her! Why don't they just go kiss somewhere? God. This girl, the other girl, needs a new outfit. And she needs to get her hair out of that bun. What are you, a murderer?
Feels extremely familiar at first.
Ugh. Oh my God, they're gonna kiss. They're gonna kiss. Look, they're about to... I just froze it. They're about to kiss. They're gonna kiss. Kiss!
right down to borrowed
Oh,
ideas.
they're struggling with each other's sexuality. Rip that shirt off! Undo your hair, wave it, and then just kiss!
Like QuickTime events and mini games to do things like turn on generators and pick
Who's
locks.
that girl? Is that
And
Janice?
hiding
Is
from
that
baddies
Janice?
who can't be killed.
Janice, get out of there. What is Janice doing over there?
But it also includes some important distinctions that help separate it from its peers. The biggest of which is that instead of a group of survivors running from one psychopath, there's a whole team of psychopaths working together to entrap and eliminate their high school-aged
Pretty cool how they did like Mortal Kombat finishing moves. Like they're going all out with the murder. I kind of like that. I'm so glad that shit's not censored, you know. That's coming one day. Like video games are going to have to become woke soon, I think. You're not going to be able to show that anymore, and they're going to go back and censor games. That's why you should always buy physical copies of games. And when video game companies make it so physical copies don't work, like, do you know the latest Tony Hawk 5, I think it is, whatever the last one was that came out like 5 years ago, that sucked ass. It was like the worst Tony Hawk ever. Did you know that game is broken and they won't even fix it? Like Activision won't even fix it because they're like, let's act like that didn't happen. Just go buy the remake of Tony Hawk 1 and 2, which is one of the best games ever. But don't talk about Tony Hawk 5. Like Tony Hawk 5 was pulled from all the video game stores because it was so networked that when you put the game in, it immediately tries to find a server. And when it doesn't find a server, it crashes and it goes in this loop. So they had to pull it from the store. And it's been like this for a while, and Activision won't even fix that. And the game just fucking sucks, so don't ever fucking get that shit. What am I talking about? Let's look at some tits. Die, bitch!
Story. It's still lopsided at 3 killers versus 4 victims, but that adjustment has pretty substantial effects on the asymmetrical horror recipe, since now both sides require communication and teamwork to achieve victory. I know I always feel a little guilty when my overpowered monster kills off a whole team all by myself, but here I enjoy sharing the task with friends.
Oh, God. Anyways, I watched the whole review. You know what? Spoiler alert. I want to cut right to the end. I feel like this review is being pretty negative to this game. So I bet IGN gives them a 7 out of 10. I don't know. And I'm not going to show you. You have to watch the whole review. You have to go to IGN and watch it. But I'm going to skip ahead and I'm going to look at the review. Oh, man, I was wrong. Oh, my God, I was wrong. All right, I can't tell if she's getting murdered or she's enjoying herself right here. Look at that.
Still, the potential behind this format and the reverence for the beloved horror classic it's based on is clear, even when it does.
I was wrong. Yeah, so watching who I originally was talking about, Hollow, play it, it looked like a scary ass game. And it was frustrating to watch. I don't like scary ass games. But it was frustrating to watch him and his friends play because it was too scary. And it seemed like that when you were playing the bad guys, that was the way to go because the people that were running away, they had nothing to help them. Like you would think they could attack more or punch or do something, but they couldn't do anything. They couldn't at least fight back, even if it was clawing somebody's face. But Hollow has a good 26-minute video where he plays with his friends. I'll just show you the first 5 seconds or 30 seconds of his video, but I mean, it's scary.
Uh-oh.
I need some health, bro.
No. Oh, come on. Pizza boy is here. I just ran.
No, but this guy's not here. All right, I need some help, bro.
All here.
No,
Oh, he's coming. He's over there.
Oh, there's a door here. There's a door
He's
here.
coming. He's coming. He's coming. Move, move, move. Run, run, run. Guys, he's coming. He's behind you. He's coming.
He didn't see me. He didn't see me.
What the hell?
Batman's sister.
By the way, there's the redhead right there on the right. There she is. Maybe that is her.
I seen Connie and I read it as cocaine.
What? What are you talking about? All right, guys. Here it is. Here we are. Here it is. Here's what we do. Now is time for our intermission, where we go to part 2 of Virtual Redban. And in part 2, we'll be testing out the new, old, refurbished Gamestop VR Valve Index and see if it's fixed, if everything's going to be okay. If it is, Gamestop, go, go, go. But part 2 is going to start in 10 minutes. So grab a drink, take a piss, walk the dog, make a baby. We're going into virtual reality. This is a good example of what virtual reality is. See in the background? See how virtual reality is? Anyways, in 10 minutes, we'll be back. So we'll see. Stay tuned for part 2. 10 minutes. I'll tweet it. A link to part 2. If you're on YouTube, just refresh the page in 10 minutes or so. See you soon. Pray. Pray. You've got to pray just to make it today.